All right, so we are live. Kevin Noble, welcome to the Shirts Off podcast. This is Shirts Off Season 3, episode number 44, the audio season. I'm here today with Kevin Noble, Charlie, and myself. Charlie's wandering around locking doors and stuff, getting us locked in. So Kevin is an incredible person because I came here... I was already helping Charlie with Halcyon and just coming in some of the. Yeah, I had to reset. Okay. I was already helping Charlie with some of the Halcyon stuff, and I come in and we're talking. Kevin shows up, and we're talking before the tournament even starts for Smash, and he goes, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm a magician," and I was like, "Oh, like
the first couple times you mentioned it, you did say it very like yeah, I'm a plumber.
yeah.
Look, I'm a magician."
And I was like, "That's." The coolest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Clear for anyone listening to this, I don't think I walked up to you and went, "By the way."
No. It just came up, and it was so
when it
funny.
got brought up, you say
you
it
were so casual. Yeah.
Because me, I for the longest until I opened this place, for my whole adult life, I've dealt cards at poker games.
Yeah. Right.
And to even start to say that, just to say my job title, which is card dealer.
Yeah.
First, I have to be careful to really emphasize that D on card, because everyone just thinks I sell cars all of a sudden, which is not correct. But it's also so normal that people just immediately are like, "Oh, well, that's the thing he said." Maybe he misspoke and said card, and I misheard. Blah blah blah. I have to say no. I deal cards at poker games.
Yeah,
I go play poker. I've done that. And I have to lay it out. You were just like, "I'm a magician."
Yeah, and you can tell by the way you were carrying yourself. It's not like you're doing I'm not sure if you do kids' birthday parties or not, but you're not the kid's birthday type of vision. You're like I do magic professionally. And I've been doing it for a while.
We go to Disney World. We walk into the Harry Potter castle area, and in the corner, you're standing there. You don't have a table.
Yeah,
you're just there to be magic.
Yeah,
you are magic. People walk up and magic happens.
You got the vibe of the guys that wear suits in our magicians, very nice, nicely dressed. They're doing cool shit, and you're having a fancy drink. While
the surprising thing is not, oh, this person is magic. The surprising thing is that in this casual scenario, we are hanging out and talking to the guy that is clearly a magician.
Yeah, exactly.
And it is simply a justification of all of our thoughts of he looks like he's something weird and different, like a magician. And you're just like, I'm a magician. And we're like, oh, we were all. Yeah. Everyone was clearly
something
correct.
Was off,
and then not off. Just something was obviously different.
And then to punctuate that, he destroyed Chance at Smash.
Yeah. Then also his side gig is just hurting professional Smash players' feelings with his skills in video games.
It was the best night I've ever had at Halcyon. And so I immediately was like...
Yes, it is also poetic that tonight, the date... What is the date? The 12th?
12th,
yeah.
Today is the 12th of January, and happenstantially, this is the day that the podcast that we already did record with Chance is going live.
Yeah,
so right now, as of 30 minutes ago, that podcast is live. Yeah. And so now we are sitting here.
Yeah. It's so funny because dude, watch his podcast do better than Chance's. That'd be so funny. He's he calls Chance up and he's like...
Chance has called me 5 times and been like, when is the podcast going live?
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I don't know. That's talking to him. I don't know.
He doesn't message me at all.
I won't know.
And he has my number.
Yeah.
Wow.
It just goes to show. People don't like you, man.
Damn. That's crazy.
You suck.
So, anyways, we spent all this time talking you up. How you been, Kevin?
I've been good. I've been busy. I've been very busy, so...
Preach.
Yeah, thank God, right? So the 25th of December, Christmas. I'm trying to think of it in terms of days. So that was a Thursday.
Yes.
Friday I did 2 shows. Saturday I did 2 shows. Sunday I did 2 shows. Monday I did 2 shows. Tuesday I did 2 shows. Wednesday was New Year's Eve. I did 2 shows. Thursday I had a day off.
Nice.
Friday I had 2 shows. Saturday I had 2 shows. Sunday I did 2 shows. And I had 2 days off, and I've been back to a more regular schedule. But yeah, okay. I'm still reeling from my December, I think.
Damn. With the current schedule you work with, what are your normal days? What are you
Wednesday,
working with?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay, so you're
Yeah.
5 days on, 2
Yep.
days off is your like normal schedule, and that's that's full time Magic right now.
Yeah, full-time
That's-
Magic.
that's
Yep.
so sick.
That's awesome.
And then I also do I do gigs on the side as
Yeah.
well.
Like
It's
even
not
right now,
just-
or
yes.
okay,
I guess I'm pursuing them less because I have the
more steady work.
Yeah, I have steady work, and I'm not going to take days off when I have guaranteed income from one spot. So yeah.
So is this like the first steady gig that you've had?
Yeah,
or-
it's very rare. It's
Okay.
incredibly rare for people in honestly most forms of entertainment to have a steady gig, unless you're working in, I don't know, maybe television or news or
and
something.
even then it's
of
like
that
you have to
sort.
have a show that is like guaranteed
Yeah.
certain
Right.
time
Unless
of the year
you're
that
an
they're going to
anchor,
be working.
yeah.
Absolutely, yeah,
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Like maybe a news anchor like that. That's sort of a more common steady gig type thing. But magician, musician, jugglers. I'm trying to think of other comedians.
Yeah.
It's rare for a
I know
steady gig.
Podcasters.
Yeah.
I know that in comedy specifically, like for the longest time until the internet really like took hold, it was like if you could get a writing gig, that was what paid all the bills.
Right.
Until you like became John Mulaney. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
Yep.
you had to become kind of the big person, but like to even subsidize an idea that could be a thing one day, you have to figure out something along the way. And most of them, you know, you see the struggling artist in movies and film, and it's like they work at a Starbucks, they work at whatever, they
Right,
do whatever
right.
they need to. But a lot of them who are able to like really become the best, you go back and like you hear them talk about their career, and they're like, yeah, I was a writer on SNL for 3 years, then I
Yep.
was the head, like John Mulaney was the head writer
Yeah.
of SNL for like years.
Yep.
And like
And
so
it
was
was
Seth
really
Meyers.
before
So was,
most people saw his face. you know,
Exactly.
before, I mean, obviously, John Mulaney did have the luxury of coming up in the time of the internet and Comedy Central. Comedy
Yes.
Central was a huge thing for him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, prior to that, I mean, he was sort of this unknown figure making really good television, but
Yeah.
but not necessarily having a
Having
face
it-
to the joke.
yeah, it's like
I'm a huge fan of John.
oh yeah, I love
John.
we all
Yeah,
I
I
think
think all
that's
three
yeah
of us,
we all
yeah.
I think we all very much
Like,
are John Mulaney.
none of us
people.
had to like say the context, and as soon as you said John, we were like, he's talking about Mulaney.
Yeah.
right. Like, I just start saying John. I
Yeah.
never mention his
We're
last.
friends. We're
Yeah,
friends.
yeah.
That's our boy.
Yeah, yeah.
I
We all
went
appreciate
to
him.
Columbia to go see him last year, maybe a year and a half ago,
Yeah.
and it was
Was it
phenomenal.
great?
It was
Yeah.
really good.
I haven't got to see him live yet. I want
Yeah.
to.
I want to see him live.
We went and saw Tim Dillon a couple years ago, and it was
It
that was
incredible. We had front row seats. He got us
Front row,
Amazing.
middle seats.
Yeah.
I bought. It was his birthday,
That's
and we're both
fantastic.
big fans. And I was like, I'm getting us. I literally, it was one of those just magic moments where like I was on my computer one night on Twitter like 2 a.m,
Right.
and Tim Dillon, like in that moment. At the time, I had what's it called? There was a dashboard for Twitter you could have where it auto cycles the feed every 4 seconds instead of like you have to click refresh. I forget what it was called. It was like Twit. It was like it was like TwitDeck or something where like it had my feed, my notifications, my messages, everything on one page of my like one panel of my PC. And it auto refreshes every 4 or 5 seconds, so I'm constantly seeing the most up to date feed of Twitter.
This man
Charles,
is.
when was the last time you touched a woman?
I'm not.
It's so funny that you
liberty.
say that. That is
Well,
so
hey,
funny.
hold
I'm
on,
not
hold
saying
on.
anything.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
say
I'm
that.
not at liberty to-
Context is hilarious.
Context is hilarious. All that's to say, Tim Dillon put those tickets for sale at like 2:12 in the morning one morning, and I was like, let me just see what they are, how much they are, because I'm a giant fan of comedy. We've been to a lot of comedy shows. We've gone to the Comedy Zone in Charlotte fucking 30
So many
times.
Seen Corrado?
There was,
Rock Hill, or-
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we've seen him here in Lancaster. He's doing a
He's
show
doing
here.
it. Yeah, he's coming.
He's
here
doing a show in
March?
Halcyon in March.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, on the
Oh, wow.
14th. Yeah, I like Corrado.
Is he doing the open mic thing, or is he just doing?
He's
No, he's
doing
got
a
a
Corrado
yeah.
show.
He's got a.
He's got
lineup
five. He's got 4 people, and then including himself, so probably 5 sets is
Gotcha.
what they'll do.
Cool.
This can be sick.
I like Corrado. He's cool. I want to have him on this too. To
Yeah,
obviously
that would
try
be
and-
awesome.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about doing his open mic nights.
Yeah?
In,
Yeah.
in Rock
Do you do
Hill.
comedy?
No,
Like, do magic,
but
right?
doing
magic.
doing like some
Hell yeah.
simple pieces.
I
and,
thought you were about to just throw something else in there and be like, oh, yeah, by the way, I'm trying out comedy. And you just go
Well,
and do, like, and be
so-
the best at it.
I would imagine you already
funny.
Yeah, you probably mix
Oh,
in.
yeah, you
you got to mix in humor when you do
Yeah,
it,
I
right?
do.
So I'm
Yeah.
sure that like works, and you
And
like,
that's a better word for it, is humor.
Yeah.
I'm not focused on being a comedy magician. I am focused on making sure my audience has the best time.
yes.
So-
And then, so it just makes sense to make them like I've been doing that with. So there's a game I deal locally, poker game that I do locally, and the people in it. How do I say this in the nicest way possible? Okay, I'm used to, for the last decade or so, I've dealt games with pretty strong poker players. They are
Right.
good players.
Yeah.
Like, there are people that play at my regular week-to-week games that have gone and won WSOP events, that have
Nice.
gone and won big tournaments in Jacksonville and Vegas. Like, I know I have a guy that regularly plays at one of my games that was, like, made the final table at the WSOP in 1997.
Nice.
Like, the main event.
By the way, for those listening, WSOP stands for World Series of Poker.
Yes.
In case you don't have, crunchy socks.
Is that a thing? Wait, what is that?
Do you know what crunchy? You don't know what that is?
I don't know what that is. See, it's hilarious. Oh, okay. I understand. I'm glad there's no video to go along with that audio.
I'm trying so hard not to curse.
You can curse.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
no,
all right.
we say whatever.
We
There's
say whatever.
Nothing's off the table. Like you
Yeah.
could,
Oh, no. We technically, like, if we were any bigger than we
Yeah.
are, we would have been canceled years ago.
Yeah. Troy just comes on here and says the N word.
No. Don't.
The J word.
Every podcast he
Wow.
shoehorns this in that there's like a canon of me just constantly doing that. Don't
The
listen. to
F
him.
word.
That's
he
not.
says all
That's
of it.
crazy. Not
And
the
not
fun.
not
I mean-
fuck.
Yeah, the other one.
the other
It's
F
not,
word.
and I don't. So stop
Based
it.
on how many times I've heard him say it.
That's
outside-
crazy. You
Yes,
can't do this.
thank
You
you.
can't just hop
Thank
into
you,
this.
Kevin. Thank
That's
you.
crazy.
This is
Jim
brutal.
Jeffries has a really great joke about Australians doing what he just did,
Uh.
like just hopping into the joke. In Australia, have you ever heard of hunting a snipe? Like in America? In America, it's like the country dude version of the
Yeah,
thing.
it's made up.
They have tree bears in Australia.
Okay.
The joke is that tree bears are not real, but if you're not from Australia, you go out into the woods and like if you're Australian, you look around, you're like you kind of like try to make the person you're with a little uncomfortable. And they're like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "I just don't know this. I think there's tree bears in this area." And they're like explain like, "Well, you know, they're like this little koala thing, and they'll jump down on you and they just kind of claw your face." And like they're just really a nuisance animal. And he said, I was explaining this to my wife, and we were doing a documentary, and I say it, the sentence ends, and she's like, "What in the world?" And the cameraman, I have not talked to this man yet, puts his camera down and goes, "My cousin died from one," and then lifted his camera. That's Jim Jeffries' joke, but Creighton's version is people like you coming in and just saying, "Yeah," he says the
Well,
N-word all the
and,
time.
like,
and also the snipe. You know the snipe, right?
Yeah, of course.
Hunting
Yeah,
snipes.
yeah.
Snipe is.
I know.
Snipe is a bird that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
That country dudes will take their kids to go hunting for, air quotes, and say, "We gotta find a snipe. It looks like this, and blah, it runs on the ground." And little kids will swear they heard one in a bush, and it's like they don't exist. It's like a fun little practical joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't say the fucking N-word.
He is
Often.
gay though.
You like that? Anyway, all that. Stop. You see what you did? You tangented us. What were we talking about? We were talking about something, and I was about to say.
Anyway,
words.
say whatever the fuck you want to say.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's not going to bother us.
Humor, magic, comedy.
Yeah.
Not being a comedy magician.
I try not to bill myself as one, but I.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
So I say all that. I said all that to say that the games that I deal that have very strong poker players that like are there to play the game because for some of them this is how they make their money.
Right.
Other
Yeah.
ones that are way more casual, I'm just performing.
Gotcha.
I'm sitting there dealing, and I'm literally John Malkovich from Rounders. I'm like, it is $8 to call. Like, and I just start doing voices. I've dealt for an hour as Donald Trump. I've dealt for 5 hours as just general, like, Czechoslovakian, Russian voice character talking about the motherland. Like, everything is a reference to something silly. And it's all, like, flexing that muscle that otherwise you don't get to play with.
Right.
And, like, with you have the obvious built in. I'm already trying to do a show to make people have a good time. So anytime you can mix in humor, clearly that's going to be, like, an enhancement.
Yeah.
Like, it's like adding an extra spice to the dish.
Yep.
And so, like, I think that you doing the Corrado show or any open mic, just doing magic is all he needs to do. And then if people are already in a fun, silly mood, anything he wants to add to that to be humorous is going to hit because they want the humor
absolutely.
to hit already, you know? So I think that's like a really solid move. And, you know, he'll be here, so we'll have to fucking get you guys connected anyway. That'll be fun.
So how
March
did-
14th.
March 14th.
Subliminal advertising.
My show ends right before that, so that'll work.
Sweet.
Hopefully.
I believe March 14th is a Saturday.
So how did you get into being a magician?
Well, he was born under a bridge. And I'm just kidding.
Oh God, who was it that did the really funny cut and restored umbilical cord joke here? Shorter guy, Hispanic guy.
Yeah.
Alejandro?
Was it Alejandro?
He said short Hispanic guy. with long hair.
There's two brothers, and one of them is more talkative than the other.
Alejandro.
Yeah.
It was Alejandro. Yeah.
See, I knew it right away.
Kicks again in the tournament. He's
Yeah.
kicks again.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
He's kicks again on here too.
Yeah, that's true. He's done this podcast like 7 or 8 times.
Yeah, he that was funny. But the real story, I started a little later than most people. Most people start really young, 5, 8, somewhere in there. I started at 12, and it
How old are you for
happened-
context?
13. I had a cousin. I've got step family. My mom, my stepmom has tons of brothers and sisters, and I would go see the step family for a holiday party, and I don't really know them too well. You know, it's not my biological family.
Yeah.
I only really see them once a year.
Yeah.
So I get to this holiday party, and the first thing I'm hearing is, "Oh, you got to go see." We've got debates on which one of these cousins was a magician, and I think it was Steven. My stepmom thinks it was somebody else, but whatever. Steven is really good at card tricks. You should go
Yeah.
see a card trick later. So okay, that sounds cool.
And this is just
right?
like chilling at a family reunion.
Yeah,
right?
we're just we've already done the dinner, we've done the gift exchange.
It's like
and
going to the
stuff.
side room where
Yeah.
Steven's got his deck of
Yeah.
cards.
We've got Uno's being played over here. Some
Yeah.
people are running around the yard over here. Steven's doing card tricks every so often. So it wasn't formal by any means. It was
Yeah.
just if you go up to him, he'll show you something.
Yeah.
So he
That's how his autism activates. You walk up, he has deck of cards. Time to see magic.
I mean, you used to do the same thing with.
Yeah,
the
I
finger
literally
hand.
did the same thing.
Yeah, so he showed me a trick, and I normally how I tell this story is I say, I started a bit of a different way. I started by seeing a really bad card trick.
Yeah.
Most people see a really good magician. I saw a pretty bad
Yeah.
card trick. And when I say bad card trick, I just mean simple in nature.
Do you say simple having all the experience you have now, or do you say simple even like from a perspective
From
when you
the
were a little
layperson's
kid?
point of view,
Okay.
it's kind of drawn out, and a lot of very easy tricks have the problem of, well, why would anyone ever do this process that you just did?
Yeah. Yeah.
So right,
Exactly.
I mean, so anyways, he shows me
Yeah,
this
it's
trick.
like you have. It takes you 5 steps to do the 1-step version that is
Right.
totally
Yeah.
accessible.
Yeah. It was like a non-sleight of hand, no sort of real need to do anything except for have a preset thing done
Yeah.
or memorize a couple certain locations. So he showed me this trick. It's called the 21 card trick. Anyone can learn it on YouTube easily.
Yeah.
It's one of the most commonly known. I was at a Cracker Barrel with my mom, and this I was playing with my cards because I can't keep my hands still, and this like southern black waitress came up to me, just very like older woman, very you could tell that she's lived in Fort Mill her entire life before
Yeah.
Fort Mill was ever really Fort Mill.
Yeah.
And she asked me if I was a magician, and I said, yeah, I am. She goes, I've got a card trick that will blow your mind. And I absolutely love when somebody wants to show me something.
Yeah.
That makes me very happy, especially if it happens at a gig, because that means that the cards are in somebody else's hand. If the client sees me, they're thinking that I'm doing a trick for them, where they need the deck or whatever, and really I just get to watch this person have fun and be excited.
You get to chill for a second.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, I mean, these people are so excited to show me something, I'm definitely going to give them the time to do so. She showed me this exact same trick, and I knew where the ending was. And I was trying to tell her, this was the first trick I ever learned.
Yeah.
And she was like, you don't know this. I was like, okay.
You're
all
right. Yeah, you're right. You got me.
And I said, and she dealt out the cards, and I was like, I know where my card is right now. Because she was a little, I don't want to seem like I was trying to stamp over her.
She's not going to hear it. She's not going to hear this.
Right. Well, no, I'm not trying to sound for anybody else that's watching this like I was trying to stamp over this poor elderly woman trying to make a good living at Cracker Barrel, trying to show a 23-year-old a card trick.
I bet you just elbowed her right in the face.
Right, yeah.
She got done. I've seen it before.
Bitch, do you think you are good at magic?
Yeah, and I
cursed her.
I pointed to the...
He pulled out a little bag, he handed it to her. This is yours now. You don't get to give it back.
We'll get there pretty short.
He cursed her! Oh, shit, he cursed her, Creighton, he cursed her.
Let me fucking talk. So I told her, I was like, I know where the card is right now. And she was like, no, you don't. I've been doing this since I was a little girl. You don't know this. I said the card is right there. I said it's the 8 of hearts. Yeah. And then just to add to sprinkle some in, I said, and these cards over here, which she did not know
what
the identities were, nor should I am able to go, well, this is also the 7 of diamonds, and this is the 2 of hearts, and this is and being able to turn over cards that were face down that were from a shuffled deck.
She started chanting and backing up from you because she thought she was meeting a witch.
Well, she was pretty, she was confused by it. And then I showed her something of my own.
Yeah.
And I remember most people react in I don't know, in an excited way, sometimes a surprised way. This woman looked me in the eyes and said, "What did you do to me?"
Oh my god.
She goes, "What did you do to me?" She was like, "Am I?" And I don't know, just wrong person, wrong time, I guess, to show a card trick to.
Oh, was it really?
She thought I was practicing voodoo or something. It was.
She took it badly.
I told her, I was like, I had to say to her, these are just tricks, ma'am. Yeah. These are just, these come from books, not cursed books.
Yeah, manuals.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
These I didn't get to.
I pay a loser $40 to learn his tricks. That's what this is. All right.
That's crazy. That is such a crazy way to word it.
Yeah,
that is so funny. I paid a loser.
He did call you Krusty Sock earlier.
Right. Yeah.
Krusty Sock, by the way. Used to be the name of our podcast.
Yeah, I was Krusty. He was the sock.
Man, I wouldn't want to be crazy.
You don't want to know what Liam was.
Does Liam normally do this with you guys?
Yeah, he's usually at third.
Well, I'll say usually. About half of the time.
So for this whole season, 80% of it has been him being third. If you go back and look, it's a lot of the episodes. There's only 4 where he's not there consistently. Anyways,
so yeah, at that party, when I was 11 at the time of the party. This kid, I don't know, he was maybe 16, shows me a trick, and it was the 21 card trick, and I can't say necessarily that I was entertained but I was surprised that he was able to get the card that I had chosen. It was still impressive to me.
You were intrigued.
I was intrigued, but I was also, I don't know, I was a very mature child. What the hell has happened since? I have no idea. But I think it was either him or his little brother came up to me and was like, "Do you want to know how it was done?" And I said, "No." I said, no. It was cool to me,
yeah,
and I want to kind of hold on to the fact that was cool.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of magicians talk about a red pill, blue pill situation of learning magic. You can learn, but then nothing else is going to be impressive to you.
Yeah.
Or you can continue to be impressed, but then you never know.
For me, that's like movies and TV. When people watch it, there are so many people that like they will just blatantly start spoiling a show or a movie you haven't seen with no regard for the fact that you haven't seen it, even if they know you haven't. And I'm like, I'm so removed from that reality of like, if you start to spoil a thing, especially if I ask you not to, like, you could literally slash the tires to my car and I wouldn't find it as offensive as that. Like, if I tell you I'm really excited to see something and you just start telling me what happens, I might never talk to you again.
Yeah.
Like, that is like some fucking don't do that shit for me.
It is fucked up. And it's been like one of those lessons, like, at first I didn't get it whenever me and him were like, we were
early in our friendship.
Yeah, very early on in our friendship. Like, I would watch things and I like to talk about them.
Right.
And so, like, he also likes to watch things and talk about them. But, like he said, he doesn't want to be spoiled.
Oh, of
so
course.
over the course of our friendship, I would talk about things and accidentally spoil it for him.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, you haven't seen blah, blah, blah. And he'd be like,
Not
what?
yet.
No?
Yeah, and
I'd be like,
son of a
I'd be
bitch.
like, he's not the dad.
And then I would literally, like, be so venomous.
He would
towards
turn
him.
red. He would, like, be so mad.
But it's
But
all, I get lost in that shit. Like, I'm like, movies really is like, if fucking the Andrew Yangs of the world had it their way and we all had like a crazy universal basic income and like no one had to work, I'm sitting down and watching movies and TV all day every day, not because like I'm a lazy potato brain who just wants to not do anything with my life,
Which is true, but unrelated.
yes. But also, like, I really do love like sitting in the seat, putting the phone away, not having any distraction, and being totally like on the journey of someone
Sucked in,
else's
yeah.
like someone else. Not one person got up and pulled their bootstraps up and like made a thing. It's like one guy got a bunch of people together to build his dream that only he saw in his head. Yeah. And I want to try as much as I can to honor the fact that he had to get rid of he had to settle on 1,000 little things to get most of his vision put to the screen.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'm sure you go through this too with like, you know, seeing new tricks you haven't seen before. But like for us watching stuff, and I'm sure this is as true for you as it is for me, like stuff we haven't seen before, like I'm sitting there trying to figure it out and figure out where the story's going. And like I'd say 80 to 85% of the time I can guess.
Me and him are both. For a long time, neither of us believed that the other was as good at doing what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And then we started going and watching movies that were not Marvel movies. Because Marvel movies are just very obvious, usually, what's about to happen. Yes. And we got to the point where we were tired of each other. Obviously, that's about to shut up. I'm watching. Yeah. And we would sit and watch. But we started going and watching, like, Dune. Or, like, Dune Part 2. Or fucking Avatar. Pick, like, a more serious
I did it with Inception, and he didn't believe me. Like, first 5 minutes of Inception, I was like, oh, this is probably the end of the movie, or whatever I said. And he was like, hey, he paused the movie and was like, have you seen this before? I was like, no, I was just talking. And he was like...
That's also one of the ones where... That's a bad example for reasons I don't want to explain.
But the point is, like, it got to a point where, like, if I saw something... I had to, like, just be like, it's good. And I could not say anything else because he would figure it out.
Right.
And, like, you know.
Yeah, because
like, even if I just said, you know, oh, Kevin had a good time or whatever, you know, he'd be like, oh, this is how it ends? Thanks. You fucking spoiled it for me.
That's not exactly. Yeah. Well, okay, hold on. Let me compare it and contrast. So, with you and seeing tricks, I'm sure now, you know, you see a lot of tricks that you probably would have, as a layman, be like, that is really good. But you do already know how it works. Do a lot of people that are good at the one that they are good at, they show you a trick, and generally, I'm sure there's many times you've been like, well, I do know, but you're doing a good job.
Yeah.
So,
I usually things that surprise me now are structure of tricks. I've never thought to use this in this context before. That's so it's wonder of a different variety. I guess.
Well, I can say it in so many words, but there's a trick that I showed you that you knew how the pulling from the bottom.
Is it the finger thing?
No, the card. One of the ways I would, just for context, so people aren't like lost in the jumble of words this is about to be, I know a card trick where I can pretty much go like, stop, do this, okay, this is what your card was, and it's impressive if you don't know what's happening, blah, blah, blah. The easy way is the way I showed you. The impressive, really crazy way that I used to do it was I would plant a card I meant to be where it needed to be to have them pull that card. And then I would have them pull, it's a dumpster on the side of the building.
Okay.
I would have them pull that card and hold it. But what they don't know is that before, I went to the bathroom, and I got a bar of soap, and I wet the end of the bar of soap, and I wrote their card on my arm in the soap. And then I would have them write their card down on a piece of paper, burn it, and I would rub the ashes on my arm. And then, you want to talk about if I had done that to the black lady at Cracker Barrel? Yeah. Are you kidding me? I just soot showing up on my arm? Like, I would freak people out all the time. It was awesome. And that's I think, the opposite side of the, you saw how too many steps got to one thing. I used the one step and added 3 or more to add the spice. I was like, okay, I can do this really quickly and it be impressive, but how can I really make it fun? How can I make it weird and different when the whole trick is over as soon as you grab your card? Like, I've already done everything, but now I get to give the person a thing to do a couple of times and really dress it up. And that's a silly and fun thing. For us, with movies, and with you, and like seeing other people dress up a trick that you probably already know how to do, I think when you do it so many times, and you see it done in so many ways, the average moviegoer who goes and sees fucking Interstellar or Inception, who doesn't watch stuff like that all the time, it's like, what the fuck did I just watch? But me and him have gotten to the point where we've both done different YouTube videos, podcasts, and just shows outside of YouTube that we both used to work on, dissecting movies. We are dumb movie dorks. Yes. And so when you see a thing 100,000, like literally 200 or 300 times, whether it's one film a bunch of times or a bunch of different films by the same people, it becomes easier to see that, that pathway that these creators took. Yeah. And so we see that ending and we get good at it. And I think that in a similar way, it's going to be really hard for any of us to ever stump you magically. Right. But at the same time. Well,
I suck at magic tricks, by the way.
That's okay.
I mean,
that's not a skill most people have. Yeah.
I just think that, like, it amazes me the stuff that you're able to do. You know what I mean? I really, because he's whatever. I'm talking about Charlie, but you're like out here doing the real stuff.
I know.
Yeah. Cursing people.
Yeah, no, that was not meant to be me saying that my trick's amazing. It's
no. I didn't mean like that. I just like being able to make a profession out of it is what I was thinking. That's incredible, So, I mean, like, what's your favorite one that you do? If you can tell us. If you can't tell us, that's cool, too.
Lord. That's,
Is it more a, like, carrot in a box, kind of, carrot in a stick? Like, there's times one trick is far superior than others.
Please, Charlie.
In a context?
It's carrot in a hat.
Okay,
for a rabbit.
I'm sorry, you're right. Yeah, my bad. I forgot.
You like
that was good.
I'll get back to that question. I think I got a little lost on the how I got started thing.
Sorry.
No, that's on me. That's on me. No, that's just a really hard question for me to answer because there's so many different things. Yeah, sure.
Are there different types of crowds that you prefer to do different tricks? Like, if it's a bunch of older people, do you have like tricks that you specifically are like this? Or, and again, that's just an arbitrary thing, but like, are there certain, like a bunch of kids or a bunch of people your age or a bunch of adults or a bunch of specific kinds of people, women, men, mixed groups, work things, like if it's a work trip where it's a bunch of people who work together, like, do you see patterns in that where it's like, oh, this is one that everyone will like because this reason, that reason?
I have A material, B material, and C material. I've got stuff that I do on a more than weekly basis. I've got stuff that I keep in my back pocket that I used to do that I don't do as much anymore. I've got stuff that I haven't done in a while. So usually, in terms of an approach, I am going with my A material first. There's also the context of, am I up close like this, or am I on a stage? Am I in front of a bunch of people?
Is my audience on the table with me, or are they like viewing this from screens 20 feet away?
Absolutely, okay. Yeah. And just to wrangle this back into my current work, I am not used to doing tricks where people are at the table with me, as close as they are. In the context of them expecting to see a magic show. I very often do events where I'm a surprise. I always try to prevent that. I always try to tell my clients, like, you don't want me to be a surprise. You should be telling your guests that I'm coming. And the reason is otherwise they don't know how to react. So
Chris was talking about that. Corrado. Remind me to explain that.
Yeah? Okay, sounds good. Cool. So normally I do my A material, but then, in the event of, like, I perform for adult audiences. There are times where I get to gigs and there are kids. Recently, I did a gig for my girlfriend's mom, her law firm, and there happened to be 2 4-year-olds, I think, if I were to guess, that's about what their age was. A lot younger than
everyone else there.
Well, a lot younger than even I've performed for in the past. That's like how do you keep them
performed for?
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's rare in general for me to perform for kids, but that young, it's difficult because they don't have they don't have the memory continuity of a kid that's even 6.
If a trick requires, like, putting the deck down for a second and you start doing something else, the deck never even existed by the time they get back to it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I remember this was only in December doing a gig and just thinking to myself, I wasn't expecting to have kids here, and my client immediately asked, hey, can you go ahead and perform for those 2 because they're leaving soon. I said, all right. So I went back to my bag and I grabbed what I thought would work well. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if I don't know if it was as entertaining as Coco Melon will be for those kids, but I did my best for them. But it is interesting for me to be able to see.
How many people are at that thing when you say that? There's 2 4-year-olds, and then how many other people would you have said?
I don't know, 40?
Okay. So, like, there's far away the minority of the room. It's not like 8 or 10 people. It's a legit whole group of humans.
Yeah. Okay. So, that was an interesting thing where I have to say to myself, I do specialize in adult audiences, but there are going to be these instances where even at a gig where it's supposed to be all adult audiences, I am going to be in a situation where I need material for anyone and everyone. I've performed for memory care units. That's difficult. That's not easy, but you figure it out. I remember doing work for a memory care unit and having a woman select a card and asking her what the card was, and she didn't know. And that sounds funny, but
it does kill the momentum pretty well.
That's
brutal.
Also that whole, on a so unrelated note, but that whole gig was way different than I thought it was going to be. They were expecting a show. I was expecting everybody was at tables, and I was going to go up to people individually, and instead I'm at the front of a room. I replaced bingo. So I literally replaced bingo. I'm not kidding on that at all.
So that's like what Chris said. That's where you fuck these things up when you're trying to be like, it's a surprise. It's like, no, don't have it be a surprise. Because my original idea for the Corrado show here was, we'll do the first one and have it be for free. And he said, listen, I see what you're trying to do, and like if you want to pay me up front, I get you wanting to do that. It's not going to be worth putting on a show if people don't pay money for it. Even if it's just $10, they need to pay $10 because they need to get value out of their money.
Right.
If they have money invested in the performance, they're going to be quiet.
Right.
People can't be playing video games in the background. This needs to be what the day is about that day, at least by the time it starts.
Right.
And I told them, I was like, okay, well, in that scenario, we'll close the place an hour early. Like an hour earlier than your show, rather. Yeah. Give you time to set up, give your people time to be comfortable, and then let people file in, and then have it be that's all that's going on at that time is that show is what's happening here that day. And, I think that he opened my eyes to like, oh yeah, no, I mean, I can, as the business guy who wants to be the blah, 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 do the thing for the people, at a certain point, like, if I go buy a lemonade, I'm going to be mad if it's flat. I need the product to be worth the money I purchased. If I just show up and comedy's happening, me specifically, a fan and lover of comedy, I would have a good time if that's what was happening in front of me. But if I went to the grocery store to get groceries and there was comedy happening, why am I don't care. Like, who cares?
Let's think of it from this perspective.
It cheapens the experience.
Right, absolutely. Yeah. So let's think of it from this perspective. If I am, say for instance, I was doing a similar thing to the Corrado show. I'm going to be at an event that people are going to be at already, and there is no ticket price. We're going to have people coming in late.
Yeah.
We're going to have people, if it's free, people aren't going to give a shit about coming in on time. They're not going to,
If it starts at 7 and I spent my $15, I'm going to be there at 7.
Exactly.
I want to get the value out of my time and my money.
Absolutely. It's not like a pop in, poke your head in, see if this is cool. Okay, it's not cool. I'm going to go over to Grinders and slam 4 shots.
Yeah, exactly. It's happening. I need to be here for it.
Right.
Yeah.
So
some people might do that anyway.
So I got that kid was begging me that for my step family's party. Was begging me to. No, at my step family's party when I was really young. No, you're good. He was like, do you want to know how it's done? And I said no, and he was like, no, let me show you. It's really cool.
He wanted to impress you.
He wanted to show me how it was done because he thought it was cool for, to be behind the
scenes.
Yeah, but behind the
younger
curtain
or older than
you?
I think he was a little older than me.
Okay, yeah.
I guess he's still a little older than me. Now
He's always been a little older than you. He will always be a little.
I mean, it's just like how he's perpetually 54.
That's right. Yeah,
unacceptable. This joke that keeps happening.
All right, so he pretty much begged to tell me how it was done. I finally conceded, and the method was so much more impressive than the trick itself. And the trick itself kind of sucked. The method was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I sat on that for a few months, and then that happened in, I don't know, maybe early January. Sometime by April of that year, I went into my junk drawer at home, saw like a cheap-ass deck of those, like, cards that you would get at an airport,
like
just
cardboard.
Say England. They
can't
spread like
barely
shit.
Shuffle them.
Yeah. They probably have it looks like people have been putting up cigarettes on the ends.
Yeah.
Nasty cards, and I decided to just start looking into tricks from there. Going to the library, getting books, trying to find videos online, and I think pretty much since then I've touched a deck of cards every single day.
Yeah.
So
do you still have that deck of cards?
Not that not that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
But yeah, I that's kind of how I got into it. My favorite trick, God, God.
How many?
You don't have
before
to
you get on
have
that.
one.
Yeah.
How many decks of cards do you have? Like, do you
Oh
have?
god.
I think I mean multiple hundreds.
Really?
Yeah. I always tell people that before I moved, it was probably over 1,000, and that was
Damn.
that's before I was really even 18. So it was probably over
How are you
1,000.
affording all of these decks of cards? That's
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
before 18.
Yard
Well,
sales.
yeah, you know what? I mean, maybe
Magic
it was
sells.
less than that. I mean, people would like give me
Yeah, of
shit,
course.
too,
Yeah.
You know,
They're not
I
that
mean,
crazy.
I got a lot of Magic related gifts growing
Okay,
up because
that
I was the kid that
okay,
did Magic.
yeah.
So, you know, a pack of 12 cards at Sam's Club is, you know, $18 back then, maybe even less before then.
So, like, is there? Do you have certain decks for certain tricks, and then others for others, or does it just not matter? Or, you know?
So most, I mean, there's stuff that involves, you know, decks that are made a certain way, or pretty much what I look for is just a deck that is going to handle well out of the box. I mean, I love cards. It's not all of what I do, though. So, you know, I do tricks outside of cards as well.
Yeah. I figured. I was just curious about the cards.
Yeah. I specifically like USPCC, you know, bicycle cards. Anything by USPCC is normally going to be good enough.
Is that what you guys do poker with?
It depends on the game. I
Yeah.
deal with,
World Poker Tour, they use all
okay.
USPCC.
I use Copags, and I mean I've used
And that's
bicycles.
Cardamundi, which is also a very good brand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Copags is what I've used like 90% of my dealing.
So Cardamundi had a factory in, I think it was Belgium, and they ceased production in Belgium. I don't remember. For some reason, I want to say that they had a fire or something at this facility. They changed locations to Spain, and their decks have taken a hit in quality. Real bad hit. They used to be, in my opinion, they surpassed USPCC in terms of quality, and then they went way back to being a lot worse than USPCC.
Damn.
Yeah.
That sucks.
So United States Playing Card Company is still probably best in terms of playing card quality.
So we still make the best.
Yeah. Yep.
We gotta make
Erlinger,
something
Kentucky.
here. Where is it?
Erlinger, Kentucky.
Oh,
It's,
we're going
right
there.
over the
Man,
border.
you're in the
yeah.
fucking weeds on this. That's just crazy. Like,
Well, see, I could tell as soon
Colum-
as he said I had thousands of decks. I was like, "Oh, this is
Well,
this is
the
you
guy
know,
that'll
if
know
you
all
want to
these
know
things.
about if you want to know about American playing card history, Erlinger, Kentucky is where it's
my
produced
voice is
now.
not going to sound like it, but I really do want to just preface what you're about to say with I'm like incredibly excited.
Erlinger, Kentucky is where they're produced now. I think they switched to Erlinger in 2006. But before they were producing in Cincinnati, Ohio, and when they were producing in Cincinnati, that was when the decks were really fucking nice.
Really?
So
In Ohio?
I've actually got a deck of Cincinnati USPCC cards in here somewhere.
He's got
reaching
show and
in-
tell.
He's reaching into a leather bag for everybody listening, since this is an audio-only podcast, which looks like the kind of bag that a magician would walk around
Yeah.
with.
Yeah,
His
so
I
bag
cannot
for
preface enough, anybody listening who's not looking at the picture that Creighton posted, that like the man always looks like a magician. He's always dressed very
He's always got
professionally.
long
That-
sleeves on.
Absolutely. So you can tell that this seal is it's not quite black. It's like a navy.
Yeah.
So we call any deck that was made in Cincinnati blue seals because they were made with a blue seal. Pretty easy.
Yeah.
Current decks.
Virginia
are-
Slims, is that what that says on it?
Yeah. So
That's
I'm
funny.
super into cigarette advertisements right now. This is a current.
Can I
What
touch
mean-
that?
Yeah, go for it. Please do.
Yeah. We're not talking about the cards either.
So yeah, these were made in Erlinger. I can barely see it there at the
Yeah.
bottom.
Let me see.
But these were made in Erlinger.
Damn.
These would be considered black seals, which
these
are,
are actually cool
less in
cards.
quality. Those are super cool. So Virginia Slims were cigarettes that were advertised
still
towards
make-
women.
still-
yeah,
they still make
yeah,
Virginia Slims,
absolutely.
yeah.
So they've been less so now, but they used to really in the 80s when those cards were made. I was the first person to ever open that deck of cards. I mean, I find that super
It's
cool,
a
but that was a
beautiful deck.
sealed
I
deck.
mean, it
of
really
cards.
Just
is.
now?
No.
No.
Okay,
This
okay.
is a beautiful. I mean, the artwork on here is really
cool,
nice.
right?
Yeah.
So all of the court cards on there are women, except for the Jokers, which are men,
Yeah.
which I think is really funny.
So I wish that I knew we were going to be talking about cards because I would have brought a deck with me that's
Yeah.
very old that
Okay,
I
cool.
would love for you to look at.
Oh, my
it's
God,
it's a set of Coca-Cola playing cards.
Yeah?
but they're
Awesome.
in a metal tin
Okay.
with all this Victorian artwork on it.
oh, very cool.
So I don't know how old it is. It could be a reprint that's
I
from
probably get you a
like
decent
20
date
years.
on it.
Yeah.
Probably figure out a date on it. These are also Blue Seals, I believe. These are another cigarette advertisement
Basic.
deck. I believe, yeah,
Your
USPCC, and you can see right there Cincinnati, Ohio,
Nice,
versus
nice.
Erlinger. So these were made before 2006. I think these were made in. I could probably find it. Blah, 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 blah. Maybe. No, I don't know the exact date on these. Probably in the 90s, if I were to guess.
They're not on the box, Sir Martin.
Nah, it doesn't say the. I
Damn.
don't think it says the
Come a
date.
long way, baby.
You know
Yeah.
what's wild is like we've talked about all kinds of cards on here. They're collectible and they're interesting. We've never talked about like just regular decks of cards and like how like all the stuff that goes into them.
Yeah.
I would never know. I would never even guess.
Have you guys seen
That was nice, by the way. I heard you do that, and that was like
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I do a lot of fidget. moves.
For the people at home, he did it right next to the mic, so I hope you guys heard that. A little, that was pleasant.
There's a guy who's been on Instagram the last couple days. That like a little thing he did is going viral where he said in the caption it just says me doing a card pack opening for playing cards because Pokemon have gotten so expensive. And it's like he just goes like, ooh, 6 of spades, nice, 5 of diamonds, oh shit, we got the Jack of clubs, boys. like basically
That's
anything
funny.
with paint on it.
That's
He
really
just,
funny.
it was so it made me giggle. It was
That's
a
awesome.
good little chuckle. Sorry,
No, you're good, man. You're good.
I like that.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, I like
Now,
this
that's
deck a lot.
do that again. Hold on, do it right next to me.
Oh, yeah.
ASMR. Hold on.
Here we go.
Oh, that's like good shit right there.
Yeah,
That
there you
felt
go.
good.
Do one of these.
Yeah.
Oh,
my
how
god.
dare you! Ugh. I can feel like
Alright.
I can feel emotions I'm like conflicted on coming up in me right
You're about
now.
to- wait, what? You're coming?
What? Whoa! What? Who said
Conflicted
that?
on.
That's
Crusty pants now.
Right.
Crusty socks. Oh,
That's
gonna
what
sound
I do.
incredible.
That's similar to what I do every week.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm sure you do that. I'm sure you do that. You don't do that though. Like
No,
you
that
know,
one he just
No,
did,
I know,
do.
but you don't do like
Right.
that. That was nice.
Sure, totally.
You know? I feel like he's about to like just fucking start throwing them at us.
Not with this
them.
deck. No, I'm gonna take care of this one.
Not with this deck. This one won't do anything.
So, do you have any that are weapons? Like
I-
little handle cards.
They released this deck called Banshees, which were
I knew he was gonna have a story.
which
knew
were
it.
cards that were designed for throwing, and they were cool because they were plastic and they had these little notches in them, so that when you threw them, they'd whistle through the air. But because they were plastic, they would actually do more damage
Yeah.
than a paper deck. I can do decent card throws. I mean, not very far, but
That'd be awesome if he just asked us, like, do either of you have a cucumber?
Yeah, right.
Like,
bro.
just something to chop
we
up.
throw up in the air. He's like, and
If you hit
hits
that
it.
Pepsi can.
oh wow, that was awful. Wait.
All that build up.
It's
It's like watching the Panthers last week.
because
all
that's
over
great.
again. Sorry.
No, what's going on here? Oh, all right. Well, maybe today's not my day.
That's okay. Hey, look. There's a like.
There we
Oh,
go.
okay, there you
That
go.
was decent.
There's like weird airflow in here. You know, it's a breeze.
Probably what it is.
Charlie's looking up
Yeah,
like.
it was the fucking wind. It was the wind.
It's the wind in this
I got
building.
you, Kevin. Don't worry.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know if I've got a favorite trick. I mean, there's been really good
Oh, you're
tricks
really
I've
on
seen
that,
all
huh?
year. I mean, it's such a good question.
We're full of them. We got great
really is.
What's your
I'll
favorite
tell
cookie?
you.
No,
My favorite
go
cookie.
fuck
Yeah.
yourself. Don't answer that. I'm saying
Oh
go
yeah,
fuck
you
yourself
still
to
owe me a
Creighton.
cookie. I just want you to know that. You still owe me a cookie for
Damn.
Do I?
Chance.
Okay.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Damn.
I owe you a cookie.
You know what? I might redeem that tonight.
Okay.
Well,
What is your favorite cookie though?
what's my favorite cookie?
Yeah. It's okay. I'll tell you.
I'm
after
really
you-
Yeah,
worried
see,
about
isn't that
this.
a dumb answer? Isn't that a dumb question?
I'm really worried about
First
answering
podcast
this.
we ever did, he was like, "We should have format to our show. We should have questions for each other." I was like, "Okay, I really think we don't. I think we could just have a conversation. I don't think we need to like have an interview. We're friends." He's like, "No, we need questions." And he for like a week he prepares like 8 questions. He asks me all 8 in less than a minute and a half.
Yes.
They're all yes or no questions, and the last one is, "What's your favorite cookie?" And I just for 11 minutes tell him how
He
stupid
berated
he
me.
is for like this
For
being
11
what he
minutes.
thought a podcast should be. Because I was like, we are 12 minutes in and 11 minutes is me telling you how dumb your question is. This is ridiculous. Just talk to him. And then we finally, that like turned into what is now 300 plus whatever episodes of this.
Oh, wow.
So like,
Jeez.
that part did work and he was wrong and he's eaten that. But he also constantly will rub in my face, we should still know what everyone's favorite cookie is. Because that's still a good
What's
question.
my favorite cookie?
See,
Oh.
now I've stumped him for another 2
Yeah,
hours.
wait. Yeah, no, that's a good question. That's a good question.
Think of the conversations that can come up. You know, what if I know a
Right.
lot about cookies, like you know a
I
lot
do
about
like
cards?
a snickerdoodle. I like a snickerdoodle.
Oh,
cookie.
snickerdoodle is a
Yeah,
See?
I like a
cookie.
See?
snickerdoodle.
Look
That's
what's
a good
happening.
cookie. We
We're
actually have
bonding.
one gingerbread cookie left in the
Ooh,
My Big Fat Cookie
gingerbread.
brand. So
Ooh,
We need to
alright,
read
that might be
it.
my redemption.
shut up! Don't say
See,
C.
look,
Yeah, 300 episodes and
we are
700
all,
hours later.
I did it on the hot ones. We're all coming together. We're bonding. We're thinking about nice, warm cookies. You know what I mean?
This is silly.
It'd be like if I was like, "Hey
Being
man,
dumb.
like you know,
You've been a big dumb guy.
Hot
What-
ones. Did you guys do like a?
we did
like
a hot
mock?
one spoof. You did.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. You
It
guys
was
should do
great.
that again.
The wings were cold.
It was like 50 minutes. It was like 55 minutes long.
It was the worst.
It was like it was like an hour
Charlie
special
threw up.
of our show. I threw up.
great.
We
Yeah.
did, instead of like one of us doing 10 question interview, we each did 5 questions back and forth. So like every other wing
Why'd
we would
you
switch.
throw up?
We were,
It was the hot ones. The hot sauce.
sauce made him throw
It's
up.
like legit. It was difficult. I mean,
Ugh.
no, actually, they were difficult, and I was having a tough time. It was, I will say, from a person who was really afraid of it, it was much more handleable than I anticipated.
Right.
The thing that made me throw up was I ate like a 5-day, had been sitting in the freezer,
milkshake.
milkshake from
I ate
Cookout.
that too. Though.
Nice.
Yeah, and I ate all of it in between like wing 7
That's
and wing
because
8.
Charlie's a bitch. And
Yeah, totally.
I got an
Totally.
iron stomach.
Yeah.
I looked at him and I
An
said,
iron
I'm climbing.
stomach.
Yeah.
An iron stomach.
Yeah.
Go watch the episode.
I looked at him and I said, I climbed the mountain. You know, I saw the peak.
Right.
The number 8 was the worst one though. Like,
Yeah, the bomb was just not even.
yeah,
it was just not
it
even
was
good.
yeah. Like the last
The
two
nine,
still had
nine-
some.
Even
9
though
and
I
10.
vomited on 9, it
was
9 and
delicious.
10 have flavor. Like they're
Yeah.
like
It tasted good going in, tasted good coming out.
yeah, like
8
outside
is
of
just
the heat.
you hate yourself if you
Yeah.
like that. You know.
Yeah,
what
the
I mean?
8 is just it is built. It's called the bomb beyond insanity. It is literally a hot sauce made with the purpose of being so hot that it hurts, and there's no
Yeah.
enjoyment out of it.
It was.
It's just uncomfortable.
It was the worst
it's
one.
Gross.
I got honestly 1
was
through
fun.
5. I would put on shit and eat
6
Like,
even.
yeah,
It was like 1
yeah.
through 6 were all
Yeah.
super manageable.
7's where it really started
7
to amp up. But
7
it wasn't
is
like
so
it still had
steep.
flavor. Yeah.
You guys still got those hot sauces? You gotta.
I have most of
Uh,
them. They've
yeah.
all been sitting in the fridge.
Fine.
They're probably gross now.
Yeah,
That's fine.
It's
honestly,
been like 4 years.
3 years. Okay. All right. Never
yeah,
mind.
no, they've been
been a
sitting
minute.
for a while. So
What was that,
No, it's
22?
been 2 years. It's been
No, it was
2.5
22.
years. It was not. It was the. It
Was
was
it
the month
23?
before I won the tournament.
Was that
It
23?
was 23. Yeah, it was 2023.
So it's been. It's going on 3 years. Okay.
In 8 months, sure, it'll
Yeah.
be. It'll have been 3 years.
Damn, that's crazy.
yeah.
We want to do another one at
Yeah.
some point.
Yeah.
Which
So-
we'll just whenever we do, we'll just
wanna do a
order the most
special
recent lineup
in
of the hot
general.
ones.
Right.
We just have both been busy. I got engaged. He's
Yeah.
like
Dude,
running.
He
a
literally
business,
got
thank
engaged
you.
a couple
Yeah.
days
I'm
ago.
closing on a house.
We have not
you know.
spoken
Closing
about
on a
it.
house?
Yeah,
Where's
I
that?
got a lot going on. It's
Where's
kinda-
that going to be?
When am I closing out?
Yeah. Or where
where?
is the house?
It's in the house I'm living in now.
Oh, okay.
I was doing like a rent to own situation with my
great,
cousin.
dude, phenomenal.
So and then he came to me like 6 months ago and was like, "Hey, let's go ahead and do it." And then issue after issue, but it's all good. It's all going to be
Cool.
good.
Not
you
to.
know.
This is not meant to be any kind of like one up because I heard myself say what I'm about to say in my head before I said it. You say you're busy, and you are busy.
You are very
This is not in
busy.
any
You are-
way
yes,
me going
no.
like we're so busy too. we are simply so busy that he got engaged when? What day was that?
It was
And this
the
is my best
4th.
friend.
It was the 4th.
This is my best friend. It's the 12th of January. He's been engaged for 8 days.
A little over a week.
We still haven't talked about it.
Yeah, not really.
Our
I saw him.
relationship since he's been engaged, I've seen him during this podcast. I saw him 12 minutes before we started recording. We caught up real quickly for a second about other stuff.
Yeah.
We have not discussed him getting engaged.
That's
how busy, not only am I, but so we were both so busy.
Yes.
We just have no time.
But I appreciate the fact that, like, because you have friends and you're what, 20, how old did you say you were, 23?
I'm going to be 24 on Thursday.
So you,
oh, wow, happy birthday.
Nice, yeah, happy birthday.
Thank you.
I think, and you probably see this now, but especially as you get, like, to your late 20s, early 30s, like, you appreciate the fact of the people that, like, want to talk to you and, like, are understanding that, like, not only are they busy, but you're busy,
right.
and, like, are cool with, like, call me anytime and we'll talk for, like, 2 or 3 hours.
Right. Yep.
Or come and just hang out and we'll talk for, like, 2 or 3 hours.
One of the big, like, giant moments of my life that, like, when I look back on it, I'm like, man, I really love that I figured this out when I did. Matt Damon has a really great quote about that, actually. He was on the Graham Norton show, and he won an Oscar really early in his life. Like, he won for, it wasn't an acting Oscar. He still hasn't won one of those, but he won an Oscar for screenwriting when he wrote Good Will Hunting. Him and Ben Affleck wrote that movie together, and they both won an Oscar for it. Mm-hmm. And he went on Graham Norton, 20 years after the fact, and he said, I was really happy that I won when I did because, like, ever since, I've been able to, like, think back and go, I'm really glad I didn't have to, like, fuck anybody over to win this. Because you see it all the time. Like, these guys that, like, they will fucking fight tooth and nail for an accolade that, whether they earned it or not, like, and this is his words, he's like, I didn't need that.
Yep.
And I didn't need it for ever since.
Right.
I had it, and now I just get to do the thing I love.
Yeah. There's a lot of that ego in magic, too.
And
I believe it.
With what he was just saying of, like, our friendship, it's like, our friend, I noticed it first with our mutual friend Quentin, who's one of my other best friends. Mm-hmm. Quentin and I, one day, went to the mall. And the whole ride to the mall, we didn't say a word to each other. Mm-hmm. And it was for no reason other than there was nothing to say.
Right.
And I was walking around and was like, we didn't say anything to each other on the way here. And he was like, I didn't even notice. I was like, yeah. And I was thinking about, was that a problem? And then I realized, like, no, we've spent so much time together that we can just sit and be with each other, not say a word, and it not mean anything. Like, it's not a problem. Like, and like that same understanding, like, I know Creighton so well that, like, for the last year, 80% of our relationship has been recorded for the podcast. Yeah. And it's because when we're able to see each other and, like, just sometimes I'll just get in the truck and be like, drive around. Let's just sit and talk. And, like, that is, like, some of the best times we've had as friends.
That's the deepest conversation.
The deepest conversations, the most meaningful ones. And, like, it's because we've had so much of all of the fucking small talk that small talk is worth, like, I don't even want a small talk with him. We'll start a small talk and I'll say, hey, look, I love you. I don't want to talk to you right now about this. Like, we need to reserve our time together for shit that matters. So, like, when I see you, and we have the time, I want to sit and I want to talk about this engagement and what it means to you and what it means to me and what it, like, how it's affecting you and her and, like, how great that is. But, like, I don't want to sit here and talk about fucking, Spider-Man because I don't have the time for it. Frankly, you don't have the time.
Talk about Stranger Things, dude.
Yeah, and don't even get me started on.
Sorry.
I don't have time for this. It's literally that. It's like I want to sit and talk for 3 hours about the Stranger Things finale with him and everything that's followed since and how it's not real and I'm mad about it. but like, we don't have time.
He called me the other night and was like, I don't know, man. The 9th episode could be real. It was like 3 a.m. I woke up to go pee.
Before we do this,
hold on, wait.
Do you know what we're talking about at all? Do you watch Stranger Things?
I don't give half a shit about
Okay.
All right, that's
Things,
okay.
so
That's okay. Look, this is faux much funnier for you because, like, you just don't give a fuck. So, like, I woke up.
So Grace really.
I'm just gonna tell the story
to
real quick.
Get me into it, and every time I watch it,
I
go. I think she watched the last episode.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, it doesn't matter at this point.
Yeah.
But every time I tried to watch it with her, I was like, "This is the dumbest shit I have seen. This is so fucking dumb."
So great, I love it.
So, anyways, I woke
This
up.
is so poorly done. Like, what the fuck happened to Winona Ryder? I thought she was a great actress.
All right, hold on.
How-
Hold on.
Garbage.
Hold on. Before we
in that
get
season.
before we get in the weeds here, hold on. You're about to like that whole thing Thomas was talking about earlier. It's
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah,
Anyways,
exactly. That's what happened.
so I got up to go pee at like 3 a.m. and I checked my phone and I got a text message from Charlie, which
Right.
isn't surprising. He's up late all the time. So I saw it.
prime hours for me.
Yeah, he was like, "I'm on Twitter right now, and I feel like there's going to be a secret, 9th episode of Stranger Things." And
Stranger Things.
I laughed out loud. I was like, "You're a fool!" I
Right.
texted him because like everybody was like everybody was so conspiracy theory. Like, oh, Dave was it? Not Dave and Dan. What the fuck are their names? They're
The
the
Duffer
brothers.
Brothers.
The
The
Duffer
Duffer
brothers.
Brothers.
They got us. That ending was fake, and there's going to be a secret 9th episode. And I was like, "You guys are silly because they are not that smart, and two, and B,
and two.
and
Yeah,
two,
see.
Netflix would never ever.
It's really fun when he says people
Yeah,
are smart.
Not that smart.
Netflix never ever in a million years would ever greenlight something like that because they would lose money. And money is the.
What do you mean? They've never had a profitable year. They won't care about losing money.
Yeah, well, but
Netflix,
it's not
since their
just
inception,
that.
have never had a
It's
profitable
not-
year.
But like
What do you mean they
I-
don't
it's
give
not-
a fuck about that? They cancel every show in the 3rd season.
it just wouldn't be a smart move. I think business wise, whether they're making money or not, because then it's like there's problems. There's problems. Anyways, the point
Totally,
in being,
yeah,
I was like,
sure.
I don't know, man. I think X, Y, and Z
She-Hulk
because
made lots
this
of
isn't going to
money.
happen. And he was like, I don't know. Twitter's got me convinced. And I was like, okay, we'll see. And then like, what was it? The 7th it was supposed to
That was
drop?
the day that everyone thought it was going to happen.
And so 8 o'clock on the 7th came and went, and I was like, I didn't text him because I knew he
Right.
was going to be sad. But I wanted to. I wanted to be like, where's that 9th episode, Charlie?
He does this so much. He does this thing where he's like, I know he was going to cry. It's like, I
was
was
gonna
like,
cry.
I could see it happening. I also, in the conversation I had with him, was like, yeah, it probably isn't going to happen. If it does, it would be pretty sick. And he also said that. I hate when you do this. You shoehorn me into this, like, you gaslight everyone into thinking that I'm the one that's crazy.
I knew it was,
didn't care
I knew
either.
it was never going to happen. I was like, if it happens.
The first thing he
that would
told
be
me
so
was, I
crazy.
really hope it happens, but I don't think it's
Never
going to.
mind.
So, like, he can say that all he wants. With
I
that
just-
said, I will say, because I do want it to happen. It was what has been laid out with these, like, conspiracy theories. It's okay.
It's coping.
It's
is
coping
what it
is
is.
what it is. It's coping with like an ending that people are not satisfied with. It's not going to happen to Game of Thrones. There's not a theory with Game of Thrones because nothing has been laid out in the making of Game of Thrones that makes it seem like there could be more.
Right.
In this final season of Stranger Things, not only does this final season have a very obvious like framework for there could be more, when you look at it compared to all of the other seasons, it's almost like too good to be true that it won't be something. And the Duffer Brothers have already said that like 10 years from now we probably will do something, but we're just leaving that as like an open book for like if we all get broke and we want to make a bunch of money. Like that's their like joke, haha. But like
It's kind of true, though.
it's kind of true, and it's kind of like when you see certain things more and more, it makes sense to me that it's the George Lucas with the original trilogy. Because like when The Last Jedi came out, George Lucas went to Mark Hamill and said, "Hey, do you want
You
to
mean
play?"
the Return of the Jedi, not the Last Jedi.
I said The Return of the Jedi.
He said the Last Jedi.
I'm gonna go back. It's an hour 7
Totally.
minutes.
I'm trying really, really hard to give a shit about Stranger Things for you. I'm trying.
So you don't have to. You don't have to. We
I'm
haven't said
messing with you.
we haven't said anything
I'm
about it. But all this is
I
to
thought
say,
those were cards for a second. I was like, what kind of cards are those? What are they pulling out?
all that's to say that I think they're pulling a George Lucas. When George Lucas talked to Mark Hamill when The Return of the Jedi ended, or when it came out, was done, press was over, he said, "Hey, be ready in like 10 or 15 years to come play this character again."
Yeah.
He didn't realize it was going to be
40.
35, 40 years.
Right, yeah.
But like he did always intend on that.
But he
happening.
was ready, though.
I
Like,
got you.
He was
Mark
ready.
Hamill, I think, like was calling them. Be
Yeah,
like, hey,
he
when
did.
am I coming back?
Oh, that's
Yes.
cool.
And
That's
so,
so
and I
badass.
think the Duffer Brothers, I think for a long time, all of that cast is very much in the understanding of, okay, in like 10, 15 years, we're going to pull like a It Chapter 2, but like
right.
not have new hired people. It's just going to be us when we're older. Like that's
Right.
very much what's actually going to happen.
And it's going to be in the 2000s.
Yeah, no, it'll have to be taking place.
no, I
Yeah,
just think
in
that's
like
funny
the 90s.
because
Like,
we'll be old enough by that time to be like, oh wow, we did do this, you know.
Yeah.
And we all did have soul patches, even though we were like
Or more
in kindergarten.
more reasonably, it'll be the late 90s, early
Yeah.
2000s. Yeah, I'm with you. And I think that's what they're actually setting up. I think that a lot of these conformity gate people, what we're actually getting is it will be like a Dr. Sleep. It'll be
Dr.
like
Sleep
way
is so
later.
good.
Like he's
I
about to
not
have
seen
them.
Dr. Sleep.
Is so good.
To say it real fastly, conformity gate, basically the idea is the big bad of Stranger Things
Right.
is basically like evil Professor X from the X-Men.
Yeah.
He can like get in your
Vecna,
head.
yeah.
Vecna. So Vecna.
What the hell is his human name again?
Henry.
Henry,
yeah.
Yeah.
The
So
terrifying
Henry-
name of Henry.
Like Mr. What's it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Henry
Ah,
slash Mr. What's It slash
That was such
Vecna.
a stupid.
Stop, shut
sorry,
up.
go ahead.
Henry slash
Agreed.
Mr. What's It slash Vecna. This character.
Yeah.
The conformity gate theory. That was great. He just did the face
He
thing.
did
It was
Max,
excellent.
yeah.
Yeah, he did Max. That was great.
He even broke his legs and arms. It was crazy.
The theory is that this final episode is not the reality of the characters.
Yeah.
It's all in his head, and he has
I've
won.
heard of this, yeah.
Yeah, and he has won. And like at face value, it's a little silly. When laid out the way that some of these edits have made it lay out, it's almost too good to be true.
Right.
That it almost is too much of an accident for it to be. This can't be a coincidence.
Yeah, I saw
How
some
many
things
things? It's
in,
not 1 or 5 things. It's 20 or 30 things.
Right. I saw some things in just costume design that like why would these things be changed?
Why is the school
Why is
that-
there no continuity here?
Yes.
Yeah.
When there has been to a fine, like incredibly
Right, but also
good point.
but,
for
like
4
like
seasons
some of
beforehand.
the points that I was seeing was showing a change that wouldn't make sense to change because that means that they would need to have made new uniforms, made new
Yes.
this, new that.
the school they all went to. The
Right,
school they all went
Hawkins.
to was like dark, like an emerald greenish color, and for whatever reason, their cap and gowns for 18 months after the fact are orange now.
Right.
Which is also, kind of implying that they're in prison. Whether it's mentally or
Bars.
otherwise.
That's
Bars. Behind all of the main characters, sitting in their graduation ceremony, is a character wearing the same glasses Henry's wearing
Bar.
throughout the whole show. Mike, the writer, air quotes, of the campaign that they make fun of openly to each other at the end, him and every character in his family, except for Holly, now have Henry's haircut.
Go off.
It's crazy.
Go
It's,
off, Charlie.
and that's like, those are the easy ones. There's like edits that are like 3-4 minutes long of
Go
like,
off, Charlie.
look at this, all the way from season 1 to season 5. And I'm like, this is annoying. I don't like how much it all makes sense. Because there's no reason to. Because why is the haircut that when for the rest of this episode it was that? And like, it's just for this scene after they've air quotes won.
Do you know what the real answer is?
What's the real answer,
It's
Craig?
been 10 years and they forgot.
Yeah. Yep.
No, because it's not for the rest of the season. It's only for the ending. The rest of the season, the continuity's all correct.
I think the school's orange in 4 because they're playing basketball and their team's wearing orange uniforms.
Okay, I don't know. Maybe.
I think
wanna talk
you're
about
thinking
Magic.
about the middle school.
Yeah, talk about
sorry.
Magic.
Sorry,
We're
sorry.
We got locked in. We got locked in. Well, see, and okay, to pull it all the way back, that's how much we don't get to talk to each other. Is like
Right.
most of it's on the
Oh
podcast.
my God, that's how we started on
Yeah,
this.
most of it's on the podcast that we even get to interact in the first place
Right.
lately.
Yeah, I got you.
We're all busy.
But we're being
we
consistent.
started this off with all of us
We're
busy
being
at the beginning of
consistent
the
with
podcast.
the podcast, and we're being, and just like you're being consistent with the Magic.
Yeah.
We just
Yeah.
haven't been able to make any money yet. So,
Bars.
Exactly.
we'll get there though.
one day.
We're
eventually.
running up that hill.
Shut your whore mouth. Great song.
That was good. That was good.
No,
But-
Not a good
no.
song, but
No, you don't like the song.
That's so funny. He hates it even down to the song. That's,
Him and Thomas are very coded similarly. They just
he-
are contrarians
he might be,
on all
he
the
might
things we
be
like.
Henry.
I think
We're
I'm
in
just an
conformity
ass.
gate, man.
I think I'm just an ass. I think that's all it is.
It's funny because like you're only ever an ass when it's about things people like. Like human to human, you're one of the nicest people I've ever met.
Absolutely.
Like just about general like being a person and being friendly, you're very friendly.
You're very
If you
approachable.
like something you're just wrong.
Exactly, and that's Thomas. Thomas, when he was in here, when we did the podcast, we basically did a 2-hour
Who's
podcast.
Thomas?
The big guy that
Yeah.
He made Charlie weep. He
No,
like
he-
no, he didn't
see,
actually make him weep,
Uh-huh.
but like everything that Charlie's
Just
like,
not from his
oh,
eyes.
I like this because
Exactly.
you know, blah blah blah, and Thomas would be like, you're wrong, and I hate that, and I
Yeah.
hate you.
And Creighton Frame works everything as if someone disagrees with me, I can't deal with it, and
Yeah.
it's really annoying.
He had to
well,
break
from
down.
what I've seen, yeah, you can't.
He had to get up and walk away, shoot up some heroin, and come back.
Yeah, totally.
I think I'm gonna try working heroin
Explains
addict.
the,
and everything.
According-
the railroad tracks
Exactly.
there.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
the current lore
He's
and
also
canon
picked
of,
up a guitar too, so you know.
the current lore and canon of this podcast is that I am somehow a gay, homophobic, black,
Yes.
racist,
Nazi.
pedophile. Now I guess
Heroin addict.
crybaby when someone disagrees with me.
Is that
Wait,
a real
so-
tattoo, or did you write
Yeah,
down?
no, that's a real tattoo.
That's
All
nice.
of my tattoos are just to make me laugh.
That's so
That's
funny.
so cool.
I have
His
bottom
fir-
lip tattooed on my
his
bottom
index,
lip.
left index.
You
His-
can't see it anymore, but yeah, this used to say bottom lip.
For for context, because no one can see, obviously, his left hand, his
finger.
left side of his index finger, when you would pull your finger up to say shush, says hush on it.
That's
It's
awesome. That's an
unbelievable.
album cover. Right
I love
there.
that. Really is unbelievable. I love that so much.
I think I will go get the bottom
That should
lip.
we should retake the photo for this podcast, and it should be like a close up of you and us, like in the background. That should be what we do.
Stupid.
It'll be so great.
I do want to get the bottom lip tattoo.
Like redone.
Yeah, redone.
Was it? No,
There's still
bottom
some
lip?
stuff there.
It did say bottom lip.
That's what he
Oh,
said.
that- okay.
Originally it said bottom lip.
Have you ever watched Gravity Falls?
No.
There's like a guy. There's a character in that show that has tattoos, and all of them just say what body part they're on.
Oh,
One
that's
just
funny
says
as
head.
hell.
That show of all the show. What shows do you like? Just so I can get like an idea of you.
No.
You don't watch anything?
Yeah,
No, I'm messing.
Oh, okay.
What shows do you hate? Is what he was gonna
Well,
say.
it sounds like
What
anything we
shows do
like.
I like. I don't know of anything that I watch like regularly. Like I'll pick up a show.
Well, just
I'll
like
watch
Oh,
it through the end.
even if it's just like your relics of childhood, like stuff that
Oh,
you just
okay,
enjoy, like fondly remember.
Yeah, loved SpongeBob. Fairly Odd Parents was a big one for me.
Okay,
The composer for that show just
he
died.
died a couple days ago. Yeah,
Sorry.
Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
the
he
composer
did-
of
he-
the music.
Yeah, he did
wow.
that. Johnny Bravo, a couple different.
Oh, wow.
ones.
yeah, a lot of stuff like
Oh,
that.
wow. Oh my God. All right. Well.
Ned
Sorry to break it to
Declassified.
you.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, a lot of our childhood.
Yeah, we were
sounds
all
are
close
Never
to
going to be
Yeah, I'm gonna-
replicated from the same person they were replicated by.
Yep. No one else ever even knew his name until.
Until he died.
until he died.
Yeah,
Who
yeah,
really?
right.
Who really actually cares? Now that we all say it out loud.
No offense to the guy.
This is the
Love
first
his
thing I
work.
have here.
Yeah, rest in peace, guy. We don't know the name of still, even though you have passed away. Who fucking cares a little bit? If your family somehow is listening, which they aren't, we're sorry. But honestly, who gives a fuck? The more
Oh my
jaded I get with social media, the more I see like someone. There was a fucking BuzzFeed, maybe not BuzzFeed, but go fuck yourself anyway, BuzzFeed. There was an article on Twitter of like Timothée Chalamet got nominated for a Golden Globe, and like during his victory, you know how like on the way to the stage, the announcer's like, he's been nominated this many times and won this many times. That shit. It was like, in his Critic Awards speech when he won, he thanked his partner, Kendall Jenner. Do you think he will thank her again? And I literally, to myself in the room, said, "Who the fuck cares?"
Right.
Like I don't give a fuck about him thanking his
Like
partner.
they're running
Right.
stats on who he's gonna thank.
Yeah, it's like how about we
It's
all?
like a cal sheet, like a
Yeah,
bet.
it's like who fucking cares, bro? I don't care. Like, shut up.
I saw, like,
and then he didn't. He's like, at the very end, he says, "I thank my partner." Like he, he's very much like not bringing her name into all of his things, which I do find very charming.
Right.
That he like doesn't make it about her, and she doesn't make it about him. Like they are very cool in just being partners.
I'm like that with deaths on the internet lately. Like,
and that's so yeah.
like
that's
there
where
was
I'm
like a
thinking
Russian
about that.
voice actor for fucking one of the anime, Sir Shigo, I think, or something like
Yeah.
that, passed away, and everybody was like, "Oh, this is so sad." And I'm like, how many of you guys were listening to the Russian version?
Yeah.
And then also, like,
and it's like this
knew her
composer.
name, like, by her first name, you know what I mean?
All it is Dexerto who needed people to like their tweet.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they needed to, every single time anyone who is attached to any
Yeah.
big thing we all like dies, like, oh, this guy was the fucking, he brought the scripts into the room for the characters to read at the table read.
And, like,
In 2009.
the reactions are so funny because people will be like,
Oh,
this
what a
is so
tragedy.
sad.
It's
you
like,
know?
you didn't know.
And I'm like,
You would never have known.
Like, until, like, this came across your dash, did you even know this person existed? And further question, 24 hours from now, will you even, like, recall this
and will you
whole,
still
like,
care? Will
yeah.
it make you, will
Yeah.
a tear well in your
And
eye?
don't get me wrong, like, it's very sad that these people are dying. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm sure.
But
the
it's also been
families-
20 years since they were at their peak making their product.
Well, we don't even
so,
know
like,
that.
people get old. People
We
die,
don't even know
brother.
that. I doubt the peak of this lady's career was being the Russian voice for Shigo. She
Exactly.
probably had tons of other shit that
Yeah.
she was
Sure.
well known for.
Sure. But who fucking
Yeah.
cares? None of the people liking the tweet cared. The people who care knew already that it was happening and that she was probably about to die. Like, this was all known already.
Charlie sounds really upset that he's not going to get this much accolades when he dies.
I think
I
it's
don't-
gonna
That's what
be
this
so
sounds like.
funny.
I don't give a... If I die tomorrow, I'd... Look, put my body in a meat grinder, throw me in the woods. I have never been more at peace with death than the last 8 months.
I'll be
I
the
don't
first
give a
person
fuck
to
if I
tweet it
die.
out. I'll let him know right away. I'll be like, he's gone.
Yeah.
The saddest
We're
part
gonna
about...
okay, so that was about
An hour.
1:19:30 through 1:20:30. We have the admission from Charlie
Yeah.
that we are throwing him in a meat grinder.
Yes, the saddest, that actually comes from my father. My father said that years ago to me. He was like, when I die, y'all can cremate me, throw me in a wood chipper. I don't give a fuck. I just be okay with the fact that I'm gone. Like, that was his, and that, like, meant a lot to me because, like, genuinely, like, not to get on some really deep shit, when I die, the thing I'm the most afraid of is how people will, like, I don't want people to be too afraid of, like, me being gone. Like, I want the idea of me to be celebrated rather than people be sad. You know what I mean? Like, I want people to be happy at my funeral. Not like because I died, but because, like, I meant so much. Like, I don't want people to be, like, boo-hoo and crying because I'm missing. Like, have a fucking party. Like, he's going to be the fucking... Whichever one of us goes first. We've already had this
I've
conversation.
got a plan.
Which, by the way, it'll be you.
Probably.
It will be you. It's so funny.
I don't know.
I
He's
have
really unhealthy.
I have a great idea. I have such a fucking funny
Let's
plan.
do it.
So, like, all right, I'm gonna pay a bunch of women and men to come up to the casket and like act like they were his lover,
Oh my
and like his wife or his girlfriend, whatever, is there, and like all these people are gonna be.
Well, that
coming
requires
up
him to get
and like
a wife.
kissing his body on the cheek or whatever, and be like, he really meant a lot to me. You know what I mean? And then
Yes.
I want like this big black guy to come up and be like, he ran me in the ass so many times. I'm gonna miss that sweet dick, or, something like that. And just like the illusion that for many years Charlie's been cheating on his wife or girlfriend or whatever, his significant other at this event.
Yes.
And I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna go up to her at the end, put my hand on her shoulder, and be like, I knew. And I couldn't say anything.
I'm sorry. This was bro code. Bro code supersedes marriage. It supersedes everything.
He was protecting me.
I was
protecting
him. Remember those 11 Russian men that showed up at my wife's funeral a couple of years ago? Like, great.
Oh my god.
We have a troubled past. Everyone's got a troubled past.
Everyone's got a past, It's not an issue, He's dead now.
No, I actually think that it's going to be hundreds of years before any of us die. I think we are in the first wave of the people that will get to be like in a perpetual stage of like 50, 60 years old, looking like what we see as 50 and 60 now.
Right.
Like 400 won't be like a raisin person. It will just be, we will get to a point where we maintain the look and mobility of like 50 to 60 years old for like plus 150, 200 years. I think that we're quickly approaching that in society.
I fucking hope not.
No?
I
Why not?
fucking hope
I want to
not.
know your reason why not.
I mean, I'm gonna have aches and pains, man.
No, but not at 50, 60. Like 50, 60 now, they're like really healthy, walking around. 50.
Right,
It takes
yeah.
discipline. It takes working out, eating well. But like what used to be like a
I've got back pain
45-year-old
now.
in the 70s looks like a 70-year-old now.
Yes.
Like, people look terrible.
That's from cigarettes, though.
Exactly.
That's from cigarettes and sun exposure.
I know an 80... How old is he? I know an 82-year-old man that until a year and a half ago when he got knee surgery, got up and ran 5 miles a day. And went and sat and played poker. Now, granted, he's rich. Don't get me wrong.
Right,
this
yeah.
isn't like the layman is going to be the people that make it to 300. But like, if you can set yourself up right and take care of your body effectively, I think that there's going to be a very, not like the 1%. Like, I think there's going to be a very vast number of people that are health nuts, that are able to manageably take care of themselves and be in that state of like 50, 60. And I think that not just because the science is getting there, but because there's already 95 and 100-year-olds who still get up and walk every day.
Right.
And like, my grandmother's 95, and she's not doing great right now, but that's because of a lot of reasons. She made it to 95. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people are making it to 100. Like, a lot.
Yeah.
Like, some ridiculous... Like, I think there's...
Do you think the progression is going to be to 400?
I think if we get from 100 to 150, the knowledge a person can hold in their brain is only going to get, like, it's going to be exponential.
Yeah.
So, like, if you make it to 150, the window of advancement to make it to 400 in the first place is so much more achievable. It's like, if we're trying to reach these beams in the beams I'm talking about for people listening are like 12 feet in the air. If we are just flat-footed on the ground, obviously we can't reach that beam. But, like, if we have a ladder in front of us that the first step is 8 foot in the air, that's also unachievable. But if we have a step ladder that all of a sudden makes that 8 foot achievable to reach with our hands, now all we have to be able to do is pull ourselves up to that, and we can make it to the 12. If the 12 is the 400, the 8 is 150. You see what I'm saying? Like, if we can make it to 150, think of the knowledge. If you're 23, 24, you're about to be 24.
About to be 24.
I'll be 30 next month, right? Ugh. Yeah, gross. I'm about to be 30. I know nothing about longevity science other than what I listen to on podcasts. But there's a lot of people that are into it, and one of them is Andrew Huberman, who didn't get into it until he was 38. And now he's like a leading person in the field. We have time on this planet. It takes 10,000 hours to be considered like a pro at something, and that's only if you really want to be a pro at that thing, like by the normal metric. If you dedicate,
why I keep playing Smash.
Exactly.
That's why I keep playing Smash.
If at 40 you decide to pick up, fucking thermodynamics at 40, by 55 you're going to know a lot.
Right.
If you dedicate your time to that.
Yeah.
If we live to 150, you could make it to 90 with 5 masteries. You could be, by 90, you could have mastered a bunch of shit. And if you're walking around in like a 55, 60-year-old body, but at 90, and now you can make it to 150, the people are going to be so much smarter. The people that make it that far, who do not have deteriorating minds.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be so much more appealing to be 400. People have such a negative idea of, if I don't want to live that long, because all they just see the step one. In their minds, 400, you're like a raisin person walking around all old and can't move around and can't enjoy life.
Right.
If you're 50 and 60 and you enjoy life already, but you can make it to 400 now, and you can see your great-great-great-grandchildren live their lives and enjoy it, why would you not want to be there for it? Like, and some people I get that's not for them. I'm not saying everyone should be excited about that.
Right.
I just want to know why people think that there's no reason to try and get to that point. Not every, and again, I don't care if people don't want to live to 400. Like, have fun, live your enjoyable 80-year life. That's still a great, like, in the span of the human cycle that we've experienced on this planet, like, making it to 80 is a fucking achievement anyway. Like, that's amazing if you can make it that far. You know what I mean? It's crazy if you can make it that far and have a good life and have fun. And like, if you got to, like, some people, the big thing of their life is they got to go to Disney World. Like, that's a totally achievable goal.
Right.
Like, I want people to have fun and do that. I have a higher bar for what I want to achieve in my life. And so, like, I'm not going to achieve the shit I want to do unless I can make it to 100 at least. Right. So, because I get fucking obsessed with shit. Don't get me started. I also drank a G Fuel before this, so I'm amped and I'm excited to talk. And I don't get to see you a lot, and so, like, when I get activated with you, it makes me. I have fun because you respond well. You're well spoken.
Do you feel like you've put in like the 10,000 hours for doing magic?
Yeah, maybe not in terms of performing, like...
in front of, like, an audience?
Yeah, in, like, a paid setting.
Yeah, but, like, raw hours doing the craft.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I've done 10,000.
Yeah.
Easily. Yeah. Yeah, I would say so. But that's not to say that I think I've mastered magic by any means.
I don't think you will ever think you have.
I don't think
you don't
I
strike
don't
me
think
as
I
that
will.
kind of person.
No, I don't think I'll.
You
ever
feel the
think
same way
that.
about Smash?
I think I'm pretty fucking good at
He's
Smash.
pretty fucking good at Smash. He is gross at Smash.
Are you coming to the new tournaments on Wednesdays? Or
Probably not for a while.
I've still got shows, man.
So-
I mean, so shows end. We got confirmed for extension through March 1st. Originally, we were ending in like February sometime. We got confirmed for extension through March 1st. We may even get another 2-week extension on top of that, maybe. And then I'll have maybe a month and a half between that and going down to Tampa. Because I'm going to be in Tampa for a few months.
So, when you do these shows here, like they book you for so long, I guess, or is it like a contract kind of? I'm
So,
just
yeah.
curious
So,
about
yeah.
the back side of all of that.
Right, so I am a core member. I'm a core performer for this show, The Magician's Table in Charlotte. And what that means is that every show, so long as I am available, they are booking me for that show.
Okay.
So there's only I don't know, maybe 5-6 of us that are on that core cast. And then the rest of people are just people that they bring in, to fill in the gaps.
And where is this?
This is right by the Bank of America Stadium. So,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
right by the football stadium.
And is it pretty big? Is there a lot? You guys have a lot of people to come in?
Hundreds. It's over 130 every night so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're like working a table, or
Yep.
you're
Yeah.
okay.
So the structure is everybody goes to the bar. When you come in, you're encouraged to come an hour early. You come into the bar area. You'll get to see the show. Follows the story of the fictional magician Dieter Roderberg, who was a brilliant magician, one of the best magicians to ever live, and you get to see this celebration of life. It's supposed to be the funeral of Dieter Roderberg that you're walking in. That's the kayfabe of the show. So you walk in, you see the bar, order your drinks, whatever. Magicians will be out in the bar area doing a little bit of roaming, and then doors will open to the theater part. You'll be sat at your table. There's 12 tables of 12 seats, so we can hold a max of 144. You get sat, and then some more pre-show entertainment, and then there will be you'll meet your host, who is Dieter's widow, Calliope. Calliope will, talk about the show, thank you for coming in, and then we'll say, all right, magicians are coming out soon. And then all 12 of the tables will have somebody at the table entertaining them. And then on my end, I perform for a table for about 8 minutes. And then I go backstage, reset, do whatever I need to do.
Just go hit table after table.
Exactly. So I do a rotation of 5 tables every night. And then, there's like a mid-show trick that we do, and then there's a end-of-show trick that we do as well. That's like a collective thing that happens with the
So,
audience.
like, with the help of all these other guys, you're all kind of telling the same story together. That's pretty fucking cool.
So,
is,
and
it
like,
is.
I would
So dope.
assume for like your 5 tables,
Right.
like you're doing your part of that story, and that somebody else is coming behind you and doing
Sort
like, their
of.
part.
So we
Or going
are
acting.
more focused on making sure that the people
Bless
that
you.
are coming in are seeing good magic. That's our main focus. So we're doing our stuff, but within our set, we are going to tie in the story. So I just talk about how Dieter was a mentor of mine, and I was the youngest student he ever took on. He hated card tricks, so he's not here anymore. Fuck you, Dieter. I'm going to do a card trick.
Nice.
Yeah, I do stuff like that. We all just kind of sprinkle in stuff about the story.
Sounds
it's
like
fun.
a cult.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Well, it might be a cult considering I'm going down to fucking Tampa for them come April. So, yeah.
Awesome.
That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, man.
Calliope's the name
Where
of
do you go to
Kratos'
get?
dog. From
Where do you
California.
get tickets for this at? If you want.
Blumenthalarts.com, I believe, is the link. Just look up the Magician's Table Charlotte, and that's where all the tickets are available. Yeah, it's fun.
Hell yeah!
a
You
lot
can
of
see
fun.
Kevin there.
Yeah, you get to see me.
Ask him about how.
And
his
if
time
you
was
come
on Shirts
in,
Off Podcast.
be sure to let somebody know. Be sure to shoot me a text or email me or email somebody, and I will be sure that because I don't get to see everybody.
Yeah.
I don't get to see
But
even
if you know, you
over
can be like,
half.
"Hey, I want that table tonight,"
Exactly.
kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. So
That's
yeah,
pretty
it's fun.
cool.
A lot of
Yeah.
fun.
Shout out to Kevin Roble. That's how you say the last name, right? Roble.
Noble.
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 Okay. I don't know where I was getting R from.
That's
My
fine.
bad. I'm sorry.
That's fine. No,
Shout out Kevin
no.
Noble.
You just like the R's. That's fine. Yeah.
Oh,
The hard
hard
R.
R.
Mhm.
I have nothing to say.
Wow. For the first fucking time.
You know why? Because he couldn't say what he wants to.
That's crazy.
He was gonna say hard R. That made me think
crazy.
of.
That's
And then he's like, I better not say it. on YouTube.
I hate you. Why do you do this to me? I don't deserve this. I'm so nice to people.
See what he says.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm such a damn smart ass at those tables. We had a Sunday matinee yesterday, and I swear when I have my days off, I just don't know what the fuck to do with myself if I'm not performing. We had a Sunday matinee. Typically, it's an older crowd for those Sunday matinees. So I walk in, and the first thing that I hear is the bartenders talking about, we've got a huge group. We've got this huge group. It's going to be across tables, blank, 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 blank. I get backstage, and I figure out that it is for a retirement community.
Nice.
So we've got a huge group of old fucks coming in.
Damn.
And I was going to have a majority of my tables with the old people. And there's nothing wrong with performing for old people. They just typically don't react as loudly as some of the other people.
Their oohs and ahs are like,
Yeah, right. They're very polite.
Yeah,
They're very
yeah.
polite. To
they're like Japanese people watching comedy.
right.
They're polite to a detriment.
My
Detrimentally polite is hilarious.
I've got a magician buddy who performed in Japan and did a full set for a bunch of Japanese businessmen,
The boy.
he
the
said
end of
that
each
no
one
one. He said no one was clapping. Nobody, seemed like they were enjoying themselves, and until the very end, every single man at the same time stood up, bowed, and went. Ugh.
That's
And-
unbelievable.
And that was a very high form of respect for Joe, and
That's-
apparently they really loved it.
They say that like with comedy in Japan, in a lot of in certain places in Europe, like they don't laugh during the joke. They want you to tell it all, and then at the end, it's just like they just clap, and sometimes like a little bit of a laugh or something. But like they think it's funny. They're enjoying it, but they want to hear it all really well.
Right, right.
It's like part of that culture. And he said it is so hard to do. It is so hard to like tell a
Sure.
joke without the cadence and the
Yeah,
like
I
wave,
was gonna say the beats.
the rushing
Yeah.
beats of
Right.
like laughter that you're used to.
I would have failed out of that culture so fast. There's so many things that make me just giggle like all the time. I'll be sitting at work and I'll hear somebody say something and it's like my mind's in the gutter constantly.
Oh,
so
what?
like
Dude.
I hear
I'm
somebody
so afraid of telepathy.
and then like recently this 6-7 thing like also makes me giggle.
So dumb.
So like I'm not gonna say what I do.
Let's wrap
but
this up on this.
Yeah,
Just
sorry.
real fast.
I'm not gonna say what I do, but it involves numbers, and so sometimes, a lot of the time, I'll hear 6-7, and I'll just like to myself,
too.
I'll be like, and then I used to do it 6-9 because of the rapper,
Yeah.
and that
Yeah,
just
because
Yeah,
of that.
yeah, no, I'm a huge 6-9 fan, and anyways,
So dumb. So dumb.
I would sit there and giggle, and they'll be like, "What? What are you laughing at?" I'm like, "Nothing. Just play cool. Stop calling me out, Jesus." Anyways,
somebody purchased something that was $1.31,
Yeah.
and I see the receipt and how much they got back, and I can't handle it.
The other day, somebody said something about like, "Oh, it's in the back of my throat," and they were talking about coughing and stuff, and they just kept saying that it's in the back of my throat over and over again. And I was like,
yeah, no, I know exactly.
I was like, please, just stop it.
I told a table recently. I have everybody do this during my show. I guess people call it
jazz
spirit fingers.
Or spirit
I had never heard spirit.
I've never heard of it at all. I don't
I
know.
think
It's
fingers.
from right, but that's what I thought was jazz hands. But apparently people call this spirit fingers from the movie Bring It On, which
Yes.
I've never seen.
Never seen that either.
Never
Yeah.
known what this was. What you're doing.
So, anyways, a lot of fucking people say spirit fingers. So, I said out loud at a table, almost the last thing I'm doing in my set, like it's a big dramatic build, and I say, "Spirit finger me up." And
Nice.
yeah, so that was rough.
That's excellent.
Did you
I
not?
curse
Did
a
you giggle?
lot. Oh yeah, no. I laughed. I did not mean to say it at all. I've been trying to land this fucking ES penis joke, which doesn't work.
I know
using my
exactly
ES
what
penis.
you mean. I know exactly what you
you're
mean.
a
Penis,
genius.
It's just not working.
penis
So
is so
good.
hard because of the syllables. If you could make it work, because like dick, like is easy. It's just
Yep.
it happens so fast. Dick,
Yep.
It's gun. It gets everybody.
It just doesn't land the same
Yeah.
way that ES dick does. Like
Yeah.
the ES penis is
ES
so good.
penis. It bounces. It bounces
Right.
at the end.
Oh, you're a genius, Kevin. You're fucking.
You can make it work.
Right,
I
no.
believe in you. We
I'm
just need
I'm
something.
almost more tempted to make spirit finger me work. I had a
They're
friend
both
say-
great. They're
Yeah.
both really.
Yeah,
funny.
I like spirit finger me.
Yeah, I had a friend say, you say spirit finger me, and then say, no, not that, just no, just finger me.
Excellent.
We'll use that on Kayla.
So good.
I had I think I used the most language out of anyone on the show.
Yeah.
And I was doing that Sunday matinee, and on my very last table, I do this line where I say, "Pretty fucking good, aren't I?" And and this lady told me to watch my language.
Oh my god.
She didn't realize it was part of the act.
I guess she just didn't like the fact that I use language in my act. But yeah, afterwards I had two other old people from that table come up to me and say, "Hey, sorry about her." And I was like, no, it's all fine. I probably should watch my language in front of old
Now
people.
try and
I'm
read
just
the room.
imagining us at the Comedy Zone what is it, Comedy Zone?
Comedy
and somebody
Zone,
yelling out,
Charlotte.
"Watch your language!"
People have. It's so funny.
That's so funny. All right,
Yeah.
Kevin, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you.
Good to see my
If you
friends.
guys
Good
want
to
to
see
check
you.
out Kevin Noble,
KevinNobleMagic.com, at KevinNobleMagic on Instagram. And then catch me at the Magician's Table with Blumenthal Arts, which just got extended.
Hell
So
yeah.
happy about that.
hell yeah, awesome.
And,
He's going to be in Charlotte.
And
Yeah,
happy
I'm in
birthday.
Charlotte.
Oh yeah, and also, yeah, happy
birthday,
birthday,
man.
Appreciate it very
And
much.
ask him about
Come
his
out.
cards.
Yeah, come out on Thursday, January 15th, and come see me perform on my birthday.
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
appreciate y'all.
Have a good night.
All right.
Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell not to miss an episode.